beginning of how to make the actual ball to kind of start to make the shape. So if my cat has the image of the cat here, so as you can see, the main ball is made, but now I'm going to try to work on the mouth and the nose. So I kind of try to get enough to cover the mouth and the nose. Kind of have to cover that top of the nose with the fur. Very good. And now I'm just going to give the shape of the nose and that little dent that goes near his eyes. It's deeper around the eyes, so that's what makes the nose shape. As you can see, it's taking place the shape. Now I'm going to go down and reopen the mouth. And you'll be amazed at the progress that he's going to make along the way. Now he just looks like really not there yet. I'm just trying to make his eyes sink a little bit. Remember, it's always a sculpting. That's why you call sculpting, because you have to actually make this shape. Yes. Whiskers. And we can still fill in a little more. There you go. Very good. Very good. Now we got it. Some of it on this side. And he needs it also on the other side. A little more lips, the top lips. Maybe I can use that as a whisker a little bit. So a little bit of that with the wool, not all of it. I can use it as his whiskers. See, that's what I'm saying. You build small pieces at a time, and you ended up having a nice one. Okay, just a tiny. And I was gonna cut small a little bit here because I don't want all these whiskers. Tiny little ball needs to be put here so it will even up. In his mouth, the bottom. So the kind of the shape of a cat's mouth is that when it gets to the edge, it kind of hangs down over the lower lips. So this one turned out okay, and this one needs to be covered a little. See, the top lips has a little ball that drops down. So this one needs to be fixed, and I need to have an extra piece of my wool. Just to make that lip, the corner of the lip, just a tiny bit. Could be doing this. That could be good. Yep. So you kind of just push around the edges so that you achieve that little ball shape that he has on the corners. If I press it in the center, it's ruined. So I have to press it right at the line. Wait a minute, this is another color. Yeah. It's a little more dark color. So it has to be the same color for now. Right, you go. Right there. And this is a white place. And that's let's try this one. That's it. Just gotta have that ball. Yes, perfect. Okay. And we kind of just pull a little bit out to make his whiskers. Ready. Mm, almost. So now we're kind of missing this separation that he has right in the middle between his nose and his mouth. As every cat has that. Okay, so it goes down. Then it goes kind of in a circle. Then the circle starts on this end. You can see it's finally taking that shape. Yes. Here, kitty, kitty. It's gonna look pretty much almost real. I hope that. I like to make plush and wool animals that they don't look like that cute little fabric thing that you get, but that they have somehow a real resemblance to the real thing. That's what distinguishes a handmade toy or plush. Eh, Now there's a dent right here, and I'm gonna fill it in. So I need just a tiny bit here of wool, probably be enough. Actually, too much. Remember that wool, you can't cut, but it's not it's never good to cut because it loses it doesn't do the shape that you want. So you have to pull it apart. So it kind of that's the way it likes. It obeys that natural way. There you go. Now he's got that puff that I was telling you about. You see that little puff here. It's so cute on a cat. Kind of makes a little ball right on his around his cheek and nose. And it's missing one here. Otherwise, he would be looking like a mouse. So we have to look at the pictures. The best thing to follow. So here's another ball that's gonna fill this side. I think this will be good. And like I said, you just go around the edges of the ball you make because you don't want to push in the center or it's going to lose the shape. So that shape is the most important thing. So the way to get the wool to attach is to go around the edges of each piece that you add because it's like sculpturing, you know. You keep adding each part of it. You keep like just attaching or adding. So there we go. So now he has this little ball here, which is his lips. Okay. And here, don't worry, we're gonna use whatever excesses that he has. Pull it out kind of with your own hands to make his whiskers. And it just falls naturally. It just melts together. Need some more. There you go. Okay. So now it's taking that shape a little bit more here. Like, okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to go into other areas and then if I have to fix the lower lips, because I think the lower lips might need some attention later, but at least I accomplished some of the um, top features, which is, I mean, the main feature of his face is actually the nose. The nose and all that fur that goes around. He looks starting to look like a cat. Now, the eyes, like I said, it's not the permanent one yet. This is just for reference. Kind of, that's the shape of the eyes that I want. And this eye here used to go lower a little bit. Yes, exactly. Just go lower like that. That's the eye. Okay. Now they're just stuck in there by just uh, a regular sticker that came with it. Eventually, when I see that that's the best one, the proper one, then I will attach permanently. So, okay. So the next thing I want to work on, the bottom lips. It's going to need more of a protruded kind of, and it's kind of small, but it's thick. So it's going to lay right around here. Um, let's see. On right there. He just needs to be in the center here. Yes. There you go, kitty. And the bottom lips is very small and round. So a little more. Here. Okay, looks good. So he kind of has this open mouth. Okay. Just gonna have to cut a little. And let me turn it. Yes. Perfect. Right there. What I mean is you don't cut. If you have to cut, then you have to make it smaller. You just kind of turn it around. Make a little ball. Yes. Mm. Getting to be a cat now. Eventually, I'm going to kind of paint a little bit just the inside of this mouth. I use chalk paint just to give a small, kind of a small. Here, I made the beginning of his ears. This is what I'm talking about. The wool is magic, but you gotta be patient. Okay, so now his mouth is taking that shape of a cat, which before looked more like a ghost or some other animal. So the ears. And I'm gonna have to really reinforce it in the back because it's not going to, of course, it's not going to stay steady. So I have to make a real good ball here. So to make firm, that ball firm, I have to lay it flat on the styrofoam and kind of, put it together so it'll be more solid. And once it's solid, then I can put it there. And there's a pointy. And some cats have a longer ear. This one's just gonna have a regular. So that is going to make it much more solid. Of course, because the wool is so, you know, it's so soft. So in order for that to be nice and solid, you gotta put it together. So notice that my needle is pushed all the way inside of this holder so that I won't hit the table, otherwise it's gonna break. I think it's coming out good now. See how it's much solid now? Much more solid. so I can actually feel like it's a piece of, almost like a piece of clothes, a piece of fabric, a thick fabric. That's what made clothes are. Some of the clothes are made, all right, made of wool. So I'm just all right. So I think this is pretty good, and I'm gonna give it some color, but I think I like it the way it is. I'm gonna give it. Mm, it looks nice. Thanks. On the computer, you can see. Okay. So it looks very thick. Like I said, you get a piece and then roll it around and then put it on top of a styrofoam and punch it until it gets nice and firm. And there we have a nice ear. So I'm gonna bend a little bit, make that cave they have. But I want the piece that's not even on the back, so that after I put the hair, nobody's gonna see that, but it's gonna blend in with everything else. Okay, so 1 year is here. Okay, 1 year, and this eye's coming out. Okay, it's not gonna be the final eye anyhow. It's just from a reference because wool is like that. If you don't put something in there, the cloud that you see, because it's like a cloud, like when you look at the sky and you make out things that the design or the drawing that come out of our imagination, uh, our thoughts, that what they are. That's what it is. If you don't put, if you don't put the things in place, you're gonna lose kind of track of what's supposed to be there. Okay, so I think his ears are pretty good right now. Pretty good. He's getting to be a good cat. If you like cats, I used to like cats because they used to follow me around in a community I used to live. So sweet. But the problem is, I had dogs and they wouldn't allow. They wouldn't. That cat was just the neighborhood's cat. But my dog, it's gonna be dangerous for the cat. All right. So that year actually turned out good. So the next year, real quick, until I know it's been a while, but that takes a while, and that's the reality. Look at his mouth. It looks good. It looks pretty good right now. Okay, so the other ears. And same process. Put it on top of the styrofoam, whatever you call it. It's kind of different than a styrofoam. It's more like plastic styrofoam. Yeah. So this one, there you go again. I'm gonna make that shape. The shape of his ears. And bam, 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 until it gets real nice and firm. I don't usually like to have my fingers uncovered by the little gloves, but this is not a dangerous. I mean, this part is not dangerous because I am away from. I'm not holding the ball, but when I'm holding the ball initially, when I first start making, I it's a must. I have to have those little finger gloves on because I've already got stuck a few times. And there is one thing that I did that I don't forget. I think it's gone. It's been a while, but it hurts. I definitely advise you that if you're going to do this, at least if you for when you first start, you must have each finger must have those little gloves in each finger. Don't take any chances because this thing sometimes it may even break. But so. But what I'm doing now is like far away. I'm not holding. It's far away from my hands, so it's okay. But not when you're holding the other side. No way. And you have to be careful also not to go straight down like that with your hand on the bottom. So you have to position. Nobody tells you that, but I will tell you. You have to position your fingers on, not the hand like that, or you could get poked. And trust me, you don't want to get poked. This is very sharp and hurts. Worse than phlebotomy when you go take your blood because it's your fingertips and they really hurt. So here's the other. This came out actually better. It's very good. Or a lot. Alright, so this goes on the other side. Actually, it's looking pretty good. And we're going to incorporate the little baby here. Little eyes. Oh, look at it. Hey, take it off. Oh, cute. Cute until my dog sees it. I give him some of the toys. I mean, the plush, but sometimes it's not good for the dog either. Now, this one especially, if it's wool, forget it. It's not for a dog. All right, so we have the ears. Let's go back up, and this eye keeps moving. Okay, so I think I'm gonna change the eyes to a lighter color, like green. It's matching better. I think it would match better. All right, so the ears are here, and let me just search for one eye. I think it would be better. But the eye, is not. You don't have to be a scientist to put an eye on. The eye is just an eye, and you can simply glue it with hot glue. I like to take the stickers when you buy these eyes, they have those stickers. The stickers, they don't stay. So if you first I put the eye with the stickers because I want to make sure that it matches better. If I had put it on with the hot glue, it would ruin the whole thing because if I try to take it off, if I didn't like it, it would pull out the wool and it was going to make a mess. All right, so that's why I just put it there just for reference. That's the only purpose I put it there, for reference. Now, another thing I want to tell you, these I don't really like these. I don't like this look like a nail. I don't like to play with them too much because first of all, um they're not very charming. I don't, and I think they're more for teddy bears and stuff like that. So I like the ones that I stick on, or sometimes I make my own with hot glue. Just like you see this nose here, I made it. I make my own types of noses and mouths and everything. I also made a mouth for a doll. So just an example, just give you some. And here's another eye that I made with hot glue, colorful hot glue. I don't think it goes with this cat. but just an example. So his eye he is not going to stay, so I'm going to take it off. I'm going to put another color eye, and you can suggest, because pretty soon I'm going to stop. And if any suggestions, what kind of eye I should put here. Okay, so now what I want to show you. So the eye, the mouth is done, the nose and the ears, and now I'm going to show you the the hair. I would like to adapt because it looks like a cat, but the hair is going to give it special. It is going to look nice. Okay, let's try attach just one side here really slightly with the glue, just slightly with the glue. Okay, on one side. He's disappearing now, but once I cut it, just a little glue. Okay, so I don't like to cut even because it's not going to look good. So you got to cut in an angle. Okay, and it's too much hair for a cat, also, obviously. So I kind of cut in an angle. It was like that. Cut a little bit and then cut in different lengths. Okay. This side too long. I put this one here. Okay. And I have to cut obviously the one that's behind the ears. It doesn't look good. And then you just kind of give him a haircut. You know, that's all. That's just the part that I'm showing you now is just a decoration. You know, I thought it would. It's always you always have to decorate. Okay, so that's why I just want to put a little bit of glue. So he's kind of a funky cat. Okay. And I mean the shape of his mouth and everything, and the eyes. So I had my eyes, yeah, right here. So I just want to put another pair of eyes on him, so we kind of can see the final results of the face. Um, I think that a green one may be better. Um, I have a small green or a bigger green. I think the bigger one would look better. So the green would be like that. And then there's a smaller size. I don't like the smaller. No. Right. And so then what about the yellow? Nope. No good. Okay, so I think the green wins. The green. Yes. For now, I'm just going to put it with the sticker. I'm not going to use the hot glue yet. Let's see if it stays. But the hot glue would push him much deeper into his um, his face. This one. Uh, okay. All right. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. So, what did you think of this kitty cat? Okay, so here's him on the side, below, you know, the the little cheeks here around his ear, his nose. And so, if you have any questions, I will not make his body until tomorrow or after tomorrow. And I will finish the back of his head with more hair so that he's going to have even hair, and probably going to use the same kind of hair for his body because of course the body the body has more hair than the face. So um, that's it for today, and please leave me your comments, feedback, and some suggestions if you may. Okay, he looks cute, I think. What do you think? Yeah, kitty. Looks great. Okay, goodbye, y'all.